Just because a 50 BMG might not be that gun, that pinnacle that we're looking for that big, powerful, accurate gun. What if I told you that we have options? Because it's awesome to have options. And not like giving up a whole lot. I mean, really, a really good solid option. Something that's 73 caliber. Something that is 18.5 millimeter. Something that only weighs 8 or 9 pounds. Under 10 pounds, and in length is really no longer than a lot of the guns that you already have in your cabinet. What if I told you it delivers about 2,500 foot-pounds of muzzle energy? To make it even better, what if I told you you may already have one? One thing that a lot of us in the firearms world have in common is there always seems to be, or quite commonly seems to be, a push for something bigger, something better, something more powerful, something more accurate. And right now, the king of the hill typically is a normal Title I gun that you don't need any special paperwork with, seems to be the 50 BMG. The 50 BMG, when you discuss that and you're talking about power and ballistics and muzzle energy, I mean, the clouds part, there are bright beams of sun that come down, and there's a halo on the impact area. I mean, the 50 BMG is the pinnacle. But it's really, really heavy. It's quite difficult, even with the newest guns that we have today. They're very heavy. They're very cumbersome. The ammunition is very heavy, and to lug, to think of lugging one of those rifles and a loadout of ammunition makes it damn near impossible for mortal men, anyway, to actually believe you could just pick up and go with it and be productive with it. Now, I'm not saying that the 50 BMG isn't awesome, because it is. It's an amazing gun. It's just not practical for a lot of people, and they're very expensive. Even if you get by the price, you still have all of that weight and all of that length that you have to contend with when you're thinking of, real world uses for the thing. So knowing that the 50 BMG is probably outside of that area of being practical, even if you're creative with it, like a lot of us are, it's just big and it's heavy and it's something that you may not use a lot. With the industry finally catching on that we like shotguns, and shotguns have a massive range of potential, a lot of things you can use a shotgun for. 12 gauge slug guns, 73 caliber, man-portable, shoulder-fired, reasonably accurate, that deliver a lot of power, almost 2,500 foot-pounds of energy, a shotgun. And when I say shotgun, I'm not talking, the old double-barrel shotgun break-open type thing that people see as traditional shotguns. We've got more options than that. There are an awful lot of shotguns that are out today that are no longer limited by the action. Depending on the length of the barrel that you have, that's going to determine what the magazine capacity is underneath the gun. There are an awful lot of companies that have caught on to the effectiveness and usefulness of shotguns, and as you can see with this TriStar KRX, they don't even look so much like the traditional shotguns anymore. And because the idea of having the magazine capacity restricted by the barrel length, because a lot of people like the shorter barrels depending on what they want it for, it's also not uncommon to have magazines for these shotguns now. So you have box magazines and you have drum magazines. The largest drum that I've seen so far is 25 rounds, with 20 round drums almost bordering on becoming common now. So the type and style of the shotguns that are available today, those cover the entire spectrum as well. You have your traditional double barrel or over and under or single barrel shotguns. You have semi-autos, you have pumps, there are lever actions, there are as many different styles and types of shotgun actions as there are any other firearm. And over the last 3 or 4 years, the community has been looking at a lot of rifles that maybe used to fall into the tactical firearm category. Today they're more commonly known as modern sporting arms, modern sporting rifles, modern sporting arms. So there are all kinds of new shotguns coming out that look more of this style, with all the features and characteristics you find on the rifles that we've had that are this style over the years, whether they be folding stocks, whether they have pistol grips, all kinds of area real estate for different mounting options, suppressor options, as well as muzzle brakes and chokes. There are as many accessories for shotguns these days as there are the other firearms that we've been using for so long. The shotgun I grabbed to come to the range today, it's a TriStar shotgun. The model is the KRX, and I grabbed it because I like to shoot it. It's very, very light. My initial attraction was its similarity to the Black Rifle family, but after shooting it, it doesn't simply look, you know, like an AR type of thing. That's not going to be the thing that you like the most about it, even if that's what appeals to you originally, like it did me. It just feels comfortable. It's very lightweight. The recoil is extremely manageable. The sight that we have on it is the Sightmark Wolverine. And the reason I chose this is, well, I didn't choose it. It was suggested to me. I've been looking for a sight that was reasonably priced, that you would have a reasonable ability to be able to keep it on target and have it work for you when you need it to work, not simply want it to work. So we're trying to get out of the cheap sight range to help people out that don't want to spend as much as you need to be in the high level sight category. And at just over $200, this Wolverine so far is working great. I've tested it exclusively with slug shotguns, and I've got almost 150 rounds through those shotguns with that sight on it, and nothing has changed so far. This particular one, it's a rubber armored red dot with multiple levels of intensity on the dot. All of the levels still work fine. The dot's still nice and bright, and the point of aim versus point of impact hasn't changed on it at all. What I'm shooting today are 2 3/4 inch, 1 1/4 ounce light field slugs. Now, your shotgun will absolutely run with these. If it's finicky on ammo, you're not going to have to worry about it. It's going to run with these. These things are running at a velocity of 1,450 feet per second. It's 1.25 ounces, the projectile, or 546 grain. And think of that in relation to the other things that we shoot: 55 grain, 68 grain, 147 grain. 546 grain. To compare it to something that we all know and understand, I'll pick the 5.56 or the 223. A 55 grain projectile from that AR-15 traveling at 2,200 feet per second is going to make 591 foot-pounds of energy. This 12 gauge slug traveling at 1,450 feet per second at 546 grains is making 2,549 foot-pounds of energy. That's massive. So while we've been using this particular sight a lot, this Sightmark Wolverine that was recommended we try on other guns, we don't have any time on this particular one. So I want to take a couple shots at one of our shootsteel.com targets at 25 yards and see if we're in the same general area. I would assume we'll have to make a few adjustments, and then we'll try a few other things. All that power, there's never any question when you hit your target with a slug gun. It's amazing the energy that this round has, the way it just pushes that steel target. The whole platform slides it to the rear and twists it. Unbelievable. Let's try something a little bit more colorful anyway. There's never any question when you hit with one of these. Let's try a water-filled jug at the same distance. Never any question when you never any question when you hit with a 12 gauge slug. All right, that's simple enough. The gun's sighted in the best it's going to be. These light field hybrid slugs are actually Sabo slugs, so they're not even going to start working, not accuracy wise anyway, until we get them in a rifled barrel. And the next time I come out, I want to show you what these things are actually capable of in a rifled barrel. But before I go, I want to look into something that I read earlier today, and that is simply the sight-in area, point of aim, point of impact, at around 100 yards should be the same thing as at 25 yards. That's why we wanted to check it at 25 yards. Let's go over to 100 yards and see if that's the case in a smooth bore with the light field slugs. With that 25-yard sight in, let's listen and see if we can hear the steel at 100 yards. Nice, I heard steel. Now remember, these light field slugs are sabot slugs, and this is a smooth bore, so we're not getting anywhere near the performance out of them that's possible yet, but we will soon. Let's put a few more rounds down there. We'll see maybe if I should have quit while I was ahead. Isn't that cool? So that is going to conclude this mini shotgun day. I just wanted to introduce you to these light field hybrid slugs. It's unbelievable the amount of energy that they transfer. And next time I come back, I'll bring something with a rifled barrel so we can really see how they perform. They're pretty amazing. They're pretty awesome, actually, especially if you've been a slug or shotgun person for a long time, because the technology in these things really allows you to squeeze out everything we always wanted them to. Let me know in the comments below, what would you like to see us use for test medium to illustrate or demonstrate how much energy these things really have. I mean, I can get ballistic gel or water jugs or soda bottles, but you tell me something you would like to see us shoot so you can study the effect, and maybe it'll be a little bit more meaningful to you than if I just come up with my own ideas. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please click like, share us with your friends in your vast social media universe, subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and if you'd like to participate in a little bit larger capacity, check out our site over on Patreon. I'll have a link here below, and I'll have it in the description below this video. Till next time, have fun and be safe.